Hello, hello, everyone. Gonna kick off here in just about 4 minutes. So glad that y'all are here. Hello, everyone that's trickling in. We're just getting set up and we'll get ready and get started in just a few moments. I'm so glad y'all are all here today. Also, if y'all hear little scratches in the back, that's just me go chewing on a bone. Gotta keep them occupied. A little music on before we get everyone in. I just give it one more moment and then we will get started here today. Thank you everyone for joining me today on this beautiful Sunday. It's June 1st, so start of a fresh new month. Always brings good energy and just sets the stage for the summer. All right, we're right at the top of the hour. I'm gonna give it one or two more moments, see if anyone else can hop on. And then we will get started. Thank you everyone for your patience, and I'm excited to be here. Go through just wrapping up the last month. If you're from the 30-day challenge, welcome. If you are just from my other, coming from other places, clients, my TikTok, Instagram, podcast, I'm really glad that you're here. And we can just spend the next hour together and go through some amazing things that I've learned on my journey and things I'm coaching to my clients and just get everyone feeling really good and really motivated and disciplined leaving today and get some goals set for the month. All right, about a minute over, so let's go ahead and get started for today. So, welcome everyone to the Wellness Method Masterclass. It is me, Tara McMillan. I really just wanted to host this leaving the May month. We came off a really fun challenge that I opened up just for any and everybody to come together, build a community, and just really know what it really means to build a healthy and wellness lifestyle. And that's something that's going to be sustainable and something that works for you in your current life. I think that's a big thing I share with people that the lifestyle that I live, it honestly changes and it flows. And it's not something I tell everybody that they have to follow to a T. The biggest and most beautiful thing about wellness is that it can be different for every single one of us, and it's all coming together to find what works for you so that you feel your best in your skin from the inside out. Okay. So I hope you leave. My goal today is that you leave this class feeling very empowered, clear, and disciplined with a wellness game plan that you're actually going to stick to. I really want you leaving today with a really clear plan, feeling like you have some things cleared up, maybe some answers or questions are answered. And if there's any point that you have any questions throughout the presentation and the course, just feel free to throw it in the chat and I can get to those at the end or popping them in as we go along. So let's go ahead and get started. So, who am I? I am Coach Tara. I am a certified personal trainer and holistic nutritionist with years of experience helping women transform their bodies inside and from confidence from the inside out. I'll kind of go into my story in a couple slides, but I have been in this wellness world for about 8 years now. It has been truly just such a journey of discovering myself and applying nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, wellness mindset to create this plethora in this world of wellness that truly has changed my life. It has created just such a healthy relationship and it's just built me up and made me so confident. So my goal and my passion and what I say my path of life is to inspire and to coach others on why this is such a beautiful lifestyle, how to do it to not only just feel your best from the outside, but feel your best on the inside. Because we're not looking for quick fixes here. We're not looking for simple solutions. We're looking for long-term sustainability. And I really want to just emphasize how important it is that you can lay a foundation at any point you're in your life and you can change it. You can start tomorrow. You can start after this masterclass. You can change your life at any day. It just takes having that mindset and just really knowing what your body, what your soul, what you need in order to hit those goals that you have and make it sustainable so you don't ever do it again. I always tell my clients, anybody I work with on my podcast, we are trying to create a system that you never go back to your old life because if you're here today, if you listen to my podcast, if you are wanting to build a healthy lifestyle, that means that you want more for yourself and you're not you don't want to be where you're at right now. You want to expand, you want more, and you want to feel good in your skin. We all want to feel good, and that truly comes from the inside, not just the outside, okay? So, I am the founder of Elevated You and the creator of the Wellness Method. I really combine science-based strategies with mindset coaching to create that lifestyle, right? It's a combination of it all. And I'll go over this, but wellness to me, it truly is this beautiful, just web of fitness, nutrition, mindset, personal development, self-care. All of those play a huge part and they all come together and they create this pillar of wellness. And I always describe it as all the pillars kind of have to be equal. You don't want your one of the pillars to be super low and, it just kind of creates this off balance. We want to create this very homeostasis and just beautiful world that we can combine all those things to make you feel your best. So my mission is also to break free, help women break from that all or nothing mindset. I know I absolutely have had that all or nothing mindset where I had to either go 100%, I had to be extremely strict, rigid, very restrictive, and it created this very unhappy relationship with food, fitness, nutrition. And you don't have to be that way. I want to be the person to tell you that you don't have to have this all or nothing mindset in order to change your life. You just have to start thinking differently, and you have to be able to create those little shifts every day. And that is truly what I want to go over today. So, let's go over what I want you to really expect from today, what I want you to get out of today. I want to see if you're on your hot girl walk, maybe you are at the gym, maybe you are just at home, maybe you are driving. And if you're driving, please don't look, please just listen. But wherever you are, I want to make sure if you're able to have a notebook, have your notes app open. Just I want to give you some real life tools that you can take today and you can implement. Like I said, it's June 1st, so I definitely want you to enter June feeling like you have a plan, feeling like you're going to set yourself up for success, and to be able to really say, like, yeah, after today, I'm going to start making those micro changes in my life to see huge success down the road. I always say, think about the things you do right now. You're going to see it in 90 days, right? So choosing to eat healthier and to make healthier choices, you're going to see those effects in 90 days. Choosing to develop and to invest in your personal development and your mindset, you're going to see in 90 days. I always think about this because I'm thinking about where I am now, but I want to also think about future me, how she's going to benefit from these little things I'm doing every day. So I'm going to go over the method that I teach to my private coaching students and programs. I'm going to give you and go through the biggest reasons why women struggle to stay consistent because I can tell you firsthand why I struggle to stay consistent for so long, what I see from a lot of the women that I meet and have worked with. And just some action steps that you can start using today. I want you to leave this call again, just feeling not just motivated, but feel like you have control and you feel confident that you can take these action steps right after the call today. Okay. And then I am going to give a sneak peek into my new wellness method course. It is brand new, coming out the gate. So I'm really excited to share what this is going to be included and offer some discounts for those who are looking for pre-sales. All right, so let's go over my story, right? We all have a story. We all start from somewhere. We all have our why we want to do things. And for me, my story truly started kind of in high school. I was in high school 10 years ago, so I still think in my mind, the perfect woman body was skinny. I just thought very, very skinny. And I was a soccer player, so I wasn't overweight by any means. But I think I just had a more muscular build. And I think I looked at, like the cheerleaders and the gymnasts that were my friends. And I really was like, oh, I really want to look that way. But, I thought that it was going to require a very restrictive lifestyle. For me, I only thought to look a certain way, I had to cut out everything I love. I had to be very restrictive. I had to push my body to the point of breaking. And I think this started when I had first got an injury. I was playing soccer and I could eat whatever I wanted. Our metabolisms are just so, so quick when we're very young, which is normal. And I remember I got hurt and I had gained about 20 to 30 pounds because I was just on the couch eating processed food, which was no one's fault. Those are just my comfort foods, mac and cheese, ice cream, those are just were my comfort foods and still are. And I gained a lot of weight and I think that was the first time I felt the pressure, 16, 17 years old. And it wasn't a fun feeling, in hindsight, 10 years later, me as a woman who loves my body at every shape and size. It hurt how much I was affected. And I looked at my body like I was ugly when I really wasn't. And I think we just have this really strong blocks in our mind. And it's very powerful. Our mindsets are so powerful. It is so indicative of how we view ourselves and our perspective. So that's why it's so important to have a strong mindset and perspective because our mind can perceive something that's really not true. And other people are gonna be like, no, you look great. It's hard to convince ourselves that, right? So I felt that. I felt that pressure, and I thought the only way to get that weight off was stop eating the foods that I really liked. And while that might be true, I was still eating healthy foods. My parents did an amazing job of giving us healthy meals, making meals at home. Like I had a really good home life that taught me that. So I think that's where it really started for me. And when I was about to go to college, I had made a choice that I was going to go to physical therapy because I hurt my knee in the classic story. I was in rehab and I was like, oh, I want to be a physical therapist. So that was kind of my route to college was physical therapy. But I remember my advisor when we were sitting down talking about, degrees in specific, I had shown some interest in nutrition specifically because I really felt that I didn't understand nutrition. I didn't feel like I was taught enough at all in school. And I'd love to hear if y'all feel the same because I just personally feel like we didn't have a lot of nutrition coaching, or maybe coaching's not the right word, but just education, just knowing what does the human body need as it goes through its life? What do our bodies need at just the baseline to maintain health, our health? Outside of just achieving a fitness goal, like what do we need to be borderline healthy? I had a very deep desire at 18 to know this. So when I went into college, my degree is nutritional science with allied health. So I could have gone the PT route, become a physical therapist because I was getting all my basics done. But I wanted to know nutrition and I wanted to understand it. And that is where my story really, really begins. Because I wanted to take the narrative back. I wanted to take control back. I was tired of feeling a certain way and having no knowledge. And knowledge is so powerful, and without it, we feel powerless. We feel like we're constantly trying all the fads. We're trying something new. We never feel confident with our decisions that to stick with something because we don't know if it's going to work. We don't know, right? And I wanted to know, and I wanted to be that person to share with other people. So that's where that started. And then we get into my freshman year. This is when I'm first I'm still in my basics, so I'm not really in my nutrition courses yet, but this is when I'm done with playing soccer. I'm done with doing competitive sports. I'm just going to the gym, and this is when my fitness journey begins. I start working out a lot. I really want to start meal prepping, but I remember my first meal prep. I'll never forget it. I didn't know anything at the time still about nutrition. This is like my freshman year, my fall semester. So literally the first month I'm at home, and I assumed meal prepping meant to just make really bland, very quick, just like chicken, rice, broccoli with no seasoning, no butter, no nothing. I thought that those things would make it unhealthy. I had no idea. So I made all these foods. I remember I did this one giant meal prep at the dorm. It took me 2 hours. It cost me like $100+ because I was broke and in college. So that was a lot of money. It's still a lot of money. But I made this really bland food because that's what I thought being healthy was supposed to be. And I remember I ate, like the bland chicken and I heated up in my microwave dorm and it just like I didn't like the taste of it. I was drinking water every sip, I just wasn't enjoying it. And I remember telling myself, and I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, if this is the way I have to eat for the rest of my life, I don't want to do it. Like this is not enjoyable. I am not happy. Like I'm forcing myself to eat foods that I think are healthy because that's what I saw on YouTube or Pinterest or Instagram or whatever app I was using. I had no idea how to make food taste good at that point. So I got really discouraged. I really, really just was really in a place of like, I want to get there, but I don't know how, and I don't want to eat this way for the rest of my life. It's not enjoyable at all. So then I kind of took a pause in that meal prepping journey. I went to the dorms and I just ate food through there. My fitness really started coming up. I really started developing a routine. And then we get to my sophomore year. And this is the year I always say is my turning point because I knew at that point, I came to the realization that I didn't have to eat food that was bland and boring. And this is my preference. If you like, foods that don't have a lot of seasoning, I am very happy for you. I wish I was that person, but I love flavor. I love seasoning. I love spice. I need that stuff. It makes food more enjoyable for me. And I had this realization that why can't I make healthy food that tastes good? Why can't I eat the food that I'm craving, right? Like I always ate Panda Express in college. So I was like, how do I recreate the chicken fried rice? How do I do that? So I started trying and experimenting at home recipes that weren't excluding seasoning sauces, but they were making healthier choices, right? Instead of using vegetable oil or canola oil, I was learning that it's avocado oil and olive oil and coconut oil that are a lot better to use to cook with or use with your foods. This is again on my sophomore year, I'm starting to learn nutrition, so the knowledge is just coming in. And I remember I made my first healthy meal. I bought chicken, I bought like a low sugar teriyaki sauce, I got soy sauce, I got a bunch of veggies, I put some bone broth in my rice, and I made this teriyaki chicken fried rice. And it was like everything changed after that moment. I always, if you know me, if you've heard my podcast, the chicken fried rice story was my turning point because I had just learned that I didn't have to live this really rigid, over restrictive, boring life in order to look and have my dream body and to feel my best. I could do both. I could make yummy, healthy meals at home, and I didn't have to be so restrictive with my diet. And that's when everything started happening. That's really was the mindset. I changed and it started morphing. And at the gym at the time, I was being very consistent. I had a routine. I was showing up and I literally achieved my dream body without even me like realizing it because that was the fun part. And this is something I drive and I want you to, if there's anything that you hear today that really resonates with you, I want you to know that the best way to see that success, because we're always outcome driven, we want to see that like, oh, that's what we're going to look like when we lose weight. That's what we're going to look like when we do this and that. If you focus on the daily habits, the little things that bring joy into your life, like for me, it was the fact that I could eat yummy food at home that tastes good and it saved me the bank. You will start to see that drive you and that the journey take you. The back end result will be your dream body. Like I said, I woke up one day, I remember I looked in the mirror and I was like, geez, I did it. I look fantastic. And it wasn't like I was consciously like looking at my weight and like checking it. I literally don't even think I was weighing myself. I was going off how I felt and how I looked. And it was that realization that because I liked the process so much, because I truly enjoyed what I was doing, the journey was the fun part. The results was the secondary accomplishment. And that's how I live my life today. And I'm telling, this was 8 years ago, and I'm 27 now. So I am still in this and I grow and I evolve. And that's why I'm so fluid with my wellness lifestyles because I want to enjoy the process because that's how I'm going to stay consistent. And that's what I teach women. That's what I coach. That's what I talk about my podcast is this exact thing that sustainable change starts with small, consistent steps, not perfect actions. I am not perfect, guys. I speak about 80-20 balance a lot because I am somebody who has balance in my life because I want to make this go the distance. I want this to be a lifestyle, not just a quick fix that I go back to the old way. In this picture here, this is me actually in 2020. So funny enough, I had actually achieved my dream body before this picture. COVID comes, things all get shut down. I go back to my old habits of eating, not moving my body, just coming into a very like I didn't have those habits back in. This is the next picture to me is the other one's 2023. So you can see that now I'm invested and I'm living this lifestyle where I know my mindset's the most important part of this journey. And if this is not there and it's enjoying the journey, then the physical is not going to be there either. Okay. So let's talk about why you're here. Okay. You've heard my story. You've heard what I want you to get out of this, but let's see why you're here, right? Maybe you're tired of feeling stuck in the cycle of quick fixes, burnout, and starting over every week. I know I did. I know I don't like to be that way. You've tried countless diets or workout plans that didn't stick, or you're struggling to find time and motivation in your busy life. Get that. I was there too. Guys, all of these things, I have been there and I feel, you want a sustainable way to build confidence and strength and energy without overwhelming or restricting yourself. This is a big one. I think a lot of people think that when you are investing in your health and you are on a health journey, that it has to be restrictive and it has to be overcomplicated when in reality, you can add little things in every day. And I'm going to give you examples of things that I do every day that I just habit stack all day and I don't make it overwhelming. I don't change my life in 3 seconds. I slowly I plant the seed and I let the seed grow and I grow with it. This masterclass is for you if you're ready to break free from that cycle and you're finally ready to create lasting habits to fit your real life. I speak about habits. It's like the back of my hand. Habits have driven my lifestyle. And I just made a podcast about how wellness should look like a lifestyle, not a checklist. So I want to create the difference there that habits are just joyful things you're doing every day that feed into yourself, that feed into your body, your soul, your mind, that make you leave and feel confident every day. There's nothing more empowering than taking care of yourself because at the end of the day, you're the only one that can do it. There's nobody else that's going to step up and say, hey, like, how are you? They could maybe, but you know yourself from the inside out and you know how you want to feel. So you need to take responsibility of how you're going to get there. And it's through intentional actions with your habits. So let's talk about fitness that feels good, right? Because I say this a lot, guys. I'm a strength trained girly. I love going to Pilates every now and then. I love dancing. I love hot yoga. I love doing different forms of movement. But at the end of the day, guys, I am a weight trainer. I was just telling someone this at the gym because he was like, "Oh, do you want to do do you do Pilates?" And I was like, "Yeah, but there's nothing better than me throwing on my headphones and just jamming out to some good music for an hour and just pumping some iron. As boyish as that sounds, I love it. So creating a fitness routine that works for you. Um, the best advice I can give to anybody who's wanting to achieve their dream body is I ask them, what's going to bring you the most joy, and what is the workouts that we can create that are going to make you stay consistent? Because you can achieve your dream body in multiple ways. It doesn't just mean going to the gym, it doesn't just mean in Pilates, it doesn't just mean doing yoga and flow and walking. You can do any of those different things in any type of way. Whatever is going to make you consistent is what's going to get you to your dream body. So it's not about pushing harder. About creating routine and a movement that supports your body and lifestyle. So again, if you are not somebody who's ever weight trained and you don't have the desire to do so, you want to do light and you want to do toning exercises, sign up for that Pilates class. I'm going to tell you to go to Pilates. If you are wanting to weight train, you've never done it before, I'm going to tell you that we're going to create a plan that's going to keep you consistent. I don't just want to change your life and make it unrealistic because that's the way people don't succeed. They say, okay, I'm doing nothing today and I want to do everything tomorrow. And then a week later, they're like, wait, that was too much. That was too much. And now I don't know where to go from here because that was too big of a switch. We are going to create realistic workouts for you. And they're focusing on strength and consistency, not intensity. I think I used to think that in order for me to have a good workout, I had to do 1,000 exercises. I had to be at the gym for 2 hours minimal. I had to do loads of cardio and abs. And in reality, that's just not the truth. You can get a very meaningful and impactful workout in 30 to 45 minutes. Even a hot girl walk. That's why for my challenge, I had a hot girl walk as one of your three forms of fitness. Because for me, I could go on a 30-minute hot girl walk and I feel fantastic. And I'm not pushing myself, I'm not running, but I leave it and my body just feels amazing. I'm gonna make a healthy meal after. So it's a domino effect, right? And just knowing that you don't have to play this game of punishing your body to look a certain way, right? I think we all think that in order to look good, we have to sacrifice and push, 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 push. There are times for being disciplined, there are times to push yourself, but you have to honor your energy and your cycle and versus punishing yourself because I want y'all to take this quote and I want you to ingrain it in your heads. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you are punishing yourself and you are telling yourself, I can't eat that because it's going to make me gain weight and I can't do that and I ate that cookie last night. So tomorrow I'm doing 2 hours of cardio to work it off. First off, things do not digest up to 3 days in our body. So that doesn't work. But why punish your body when we're working for a lifestyle, right? Like let's say, give you an example. Let's say I had my cycle this week, and there was a day I woke up, I was sore, I was just cramping. It was my split to go do glutes that day, and I didn't have the energy. So versus a maybe older toxic version of me that been like, you have to go. It's on your plan, you gotta do it. I honor my body, I listen, and I respect my body enough to say, you know what, maybe some flow, maybe some movement, some stretching might be what I need today. I can hit glutes tomorrow. I've got all the time in the world. Like, we're not on a time crunch. There's not like this time that, and people do have goals to say, by this day, I want to lose this many pounds and I want to look this way. Understandable. But if you're here to build a lifestyle, you don't have to do that. You can give yourself that. And that comes from a balance within you, right? I always say that you teeter on this line between pushing yourself and giving yourself grace. And that's where you have to find that balance of saying some days you don't go, but you don't just stop. You go the next day and you do it, right? So I want you to ask yourself, what's one form of movement that truly feels fun and empowering to you? For me, it's lifting weights. It makes me feel so powerful to be in a gym full of big old men and I'm over here pumping my 15s. I'm listening to Metallica. I'm feeling so good. That's what empowers me. I walk out of there, I feel so confident and I'm like wearing a big t-shirt and I'm like, I'm out here, woman in men fields, right? That's what empowers me. But for you, it could be dancing. Dancing is so feminine. It gets us moving in our body, it gets us expressing ourselves. I want you to think when you're thinking about fitness, what's a form of movement that feels fun and empowering? Because you have to have fun on this journey. You have to romanticize this because it's not sometimes fun to wake up at 5 a.m. and go work out and eat a smoothie. Like sometimes it's not fun, right? Like sometimes you're like, screw it, I want to sleep, screw it. But you have to make it fun. Like for me, when I go to the gym, it feels really, really good to take that time to myself. And I really like to work out alone. I work out with other people or even clients, absolutely, but I like to be alone because that's my time to reconnect with myself. And I'm doing myself such a beautiful service by just moving it, you know? So I want you to think about that. I want you to write that down. I want you to think about that question this week, okay? What's one form of movement that feels fun and empowering to you? And this is where we think about building a balanced, consistent fitness routine, okay? Because we're not here to overtrain and to go to the extremes of, I'm going to tell you, you don't work out at all, you're going to work out 8 times this week. You know, the most effective workouts are the ones you actually stick to. So we have to think what's going to work for you. I want you to think to yourself, are you wanting to go to the fitness route where you train and strength train? You want to get there? I'm not going to tell you to go 4 or 5 times your first week. I'm going to say maybe you go 2 to 3 times. Maybe you do a full body and you do a leg day. And then you're going to say, what do I do the other days? Well, maybe you just go walk one day. It's summer, it's hot. It's hot in Texas. It's hot everywhere mainly. So get outside and go move. You know, I have days where I'm just walking my pup, and that's a perfect form of movement. So getting in this mindset that you don't have to go from 0 to 100. Focusing on just moving your body 4 to 5 times a week. This could be stretching. This could be going to yoga. This could be even my friend and I, we joke we want to go rollerblading for fun because it's just like so fun and so like nostalgic and kiddish. And like I love feeding my inner child. It makes me very just excited. So we've talked about doing that. And I'm like, let's go do it. Like, let's get, or playing pickleball. I love pickleball. Fun movement, but I'm moving my body. I'm being intentional. And this is again, if you are struggling to find a routine, don't think you just have to go throw yourself in the gym. You can work up to there, okay? You can say, I'm going to do 2 to 3 fitness, strength training exercises and workouts a week. The other days, I'm going to add in some flow. And then maybe in 2 weeks, you're like, you know what? I feel good. Let's go 3 days. Let's do upper, let's do lower, let's do full body, okay? Because we're prioritizing progress and trying to build consistency. My whole goal, the 30-day challenge, what my purpose was, is for you to think that you can do something every single day for your fitness, nutrition, mindset, and they don't have to be huge and wide scale, but it's getting your body in this action in this moment of thinking like, oh, every day I'm going to be doing something, whether that be going to the gym and doing an hour lift where I'm doing 6 to 8 exercises, or the next day I'm doing a hot girl walk with my friend sipping a matcha. That was the purpose of it, and that's what building habits is about, is creating a habit and a system where it becomes subconscious because I can tell you in my life, I wake up every morning and I'm a morning workout person. I'm a morning walking person. I wake up and the first thing I think is movement because that's what energizes my day. That's what works for my schedule. So the minute I wake up, it's not even a thought anymore. It's like brushing my teeth. And that's how it's supposed to be. And that's what makes it sustainable is when you create a habit that becomes subconscious so that you're not having to think about it. You're not having to think, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do today? You wake up and you're like, I'm doing movement, gym or walk. Uh, let's go to that workout class at 5 p.m. Let's go do F45 with my best friend, make a schedule. You know what I mean? Like, we want to create a system that becomes easy. It should just be a part of your life. And if you think about it, everything you do in your current life is a habit, whether it be good or bad. And I don't really like to say good or bad in any way. I just call habits habits because that's just what they are. But think about it. Whatever you're doing now, you've worked up to from a different level, you know? So that's what we're trying to do is add those things in. So and in terms of how you build this balanced and consistent fitness routine, I want you to ask yourself, what can you commit to? What can you do 4 to 5 times a week that's going to feel good, that's going to bring joy, that's not going to discourage you from doing it? Because again, I'm not going to tell you to go do the Pilates class if you don't want to do it. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you what do you feel like is going to get you consistent in the gym. We're going to make a workout plan based off that, okay? So let's redefine what a dream body means, right? Because I think I used to think of somebody else, like Tumblr, Pinterest at the time were definitely my inspiration. I'd get on there and I'd see like Gigi Hadid, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta look like that. That girl's like so skinny. But then as I got older and I started creating my own, I started really just visualizing myself and looking in the mirror and being like, okay, God gave me this body, universe gave me this body. It's not my job to hate it. It's my job to love it. It's my job to support it. It's my job to say, maybe I want to feel better. I can create what that dream body is for me. And I think for me, when I first achieved my dream body, it was a very just like healthy, strong physique. I had boulders, I had my lats, I had my glutes pop in, I had a little bit of abs, I just felt so sexy and confident. And that's because I created my dream body. And it wasn't on the scale, like I said. Yes, we can use the scale as a parameter. Like I have parameters of like when I'm here, it's like my heavier weight, here is like my leaner weight. I love all the bodies, they're all great at every stage, but I stopped focusing on the scale and I started feeling the emotion of like, oh my God, I feel great. I feel great when I put that pair of jeans on versus like when I didn't feel great in my body and I was like, oh, they don't fit, they feel funky. It's just thinking about how you feel in your body, and we're not trying to just achieve the dream body, we're trying to achieve the dream life, but that doesn't mean that we can't work towards it, right? So it's very important to love your body now while still wanting to improve it. I say this a lot. I love my body at every stage. It took me a while to get here, I won't lie, but that's what I'm here to do is fast track that mindset. So it doesn't take you longer. You can love your body at every stage. And I think that's what makes you appreciate yourself. And if you do add a couple pounds in on a heavier season of life, maybe you're going through something, you don't just tear yourself down. You just give yourself love and you say, I love you at every stage. I'm going to keep working towards it, okay? Set a vision that includes how you want to feel, not just how you look. Like I said, I perfectly look at myself and I ask myself, how do I feel? And that's how I treat what my dream body is for me, right? We want to create goals that are rooted in energy, strength, mobility, and confidence, not punishment or comparison. The quicker you stop comparing yourself to somebody else's life and somebody else's body, the happier you're going to be. Even me, it can be easy to get on social media and I see other coaches or people and I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're beautiful. Their bodies are just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, why can't I look that way? And then it's like, no, I love their body on them, but I love my body too, and I don't have to punish myself to get there. I'm learning what it really means to love myself. And it's less about aesthetic and more about function, freedom, and feeling like your best self, right? Like I don't just lift weights because I want to look good. I lift weights to be strong. I lift weights to walk my soon to be 120-pound dog when I need to walk him and I feel strong. I lift weights so I take one trip with all my groceries into my apartment on the fourth floor, right? I don't just lift to look good. I live to feel good. I live to feel healthy. I feel to train my heart to get my cardiovascular health in a very healthy place. The older we get, the more we have to focus on our health. So that's really what it means to redefine your dream body, guys. So let's talk about nutrition, my favorite part, everything about nutrition. It is the centerfold of my life. I always say fitness taught me discipline, fitness, gym, that life. It taught me how to commit and to show up for myself. But nutrition put the bow on top. Nutrition taught me that I didn't have to be restrictive. I could have fluidity and I could love food, and food loves me too. So you don't need another fad diet, guys. You don't need more diets. You need clarity. You need freedom from food. You need that restriction mindset to be banished. We are taking away what it means to feel that restriction because that's like the hardest part about nutrition, guys. I actually worked as a nutritionist first job out of college. I loved it, but every single person really struggled, and a lot of people did have eating disorders. And it's little things. We attribute food to happiness sometimes, and I get it. I completely get it, guys. If you know me, you know I don't eat healthy 24/7. I love my fast food every once in a while. I'm not one of those people that dismay and makes you feel bad for it. I like it. Okay, I get it. But I fuel my body 80 to 90% of the time with healthy foods that feel good for me. We're going to get there. But I want to create some clarity that you don't have to just think that you need to try different diets all the time. You just need to create and feel and find foods that make you feel good and remove the restriction, remove and create freedom with food, create freedom, right? Why did I create a cookbook? It's because I was so tired of finding recipes that were not tasty. And I was like, I gotta make recipes that taste good, that make me feel good, make me look good, and they just fill me up. And just that's like the goal, taking out that freedom. So we're focused on fuel versus restriction. We're looking for energy, not just aesthetics. We're focused on the whole thing, not just protein, fiber, whole foods, not perfection either. Like I said, there's a lot of time in my weeks where you see my meal prep and it looks very similar to the salad right here. And that salad is so good. I want you to know that like healthy food to me is like, my favorite. But that doesn't mean I like a sweet treat every now and then. That doesn't mean I like the very unhealthy sweet treat. And I don't love to label food as good or bad. I don't like to label things as good or bad anyways. Everything is just neutral. It's just how we view it. So I want you to think about that. And we're focusing on mindful eating, meal prep basics, and removing guilt. Again, Everybody feels it, especially women. We have this pre-notioned idea towards food and nutrition that we have to eat and cut the things out that we love, when in reality, we need to add more things in. We need to add color. We need to add more things that are going to create this beautiful plate, and you can still enjoy things. One of my favorite examples is like, let's say you love mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. My family knows that. I love mac and cheese. Okay, so let's say that like in order for me to create balance on my bowl, I want to make a really good piece of chicken. So I may grill it. I may just like air fry a piece of chicken with a bunch of seasonings. There's my protein. I want to make like a small salad, so I'm gonna maybe do something similar to this, garden Greek salad. I'll have a little salad, and then I have space for my mac and cheese because that's balance, baby. That's how I'm balancing it. And I'm happy to eat the chicken and salad, but I'm not giving up my mac and cheese because I think that that's going to make me gain weight. This is how I create sustainability. This is how I've been eating this way for so long, and how I still eat this way, right? Like after today, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna go meal prep, and that's fun for me because I'm feeling my body and I'm not restricting myself, and I have no guilt. I have fun. So I want you to ask yourself the question, write this down. What's one way that you can simplify your nutrition this week? What's one way? Maybe for you, it's finding ways to not think so hard about what you're eating and add some color in, right? Instead of thinking, oh, how do I eat? How do I get all these vegetables in? How am I going to do it? Just think, how can I add another color to my plate? With my 30-day challenge, I had, excuse me, one of the goals for the nutrition side was include a fruit or vegetable at every meal. So you could say, something like this picture, you could say, I'm gonna eat, pasta with red sauce and I'm gonna have some ground beef. And then maybe I'm going to add some spinach in there. Boom, there's your color. Maybe you're gonna make a little side salad with some croutons and some Italian dressing. Boom, get some color in there. Maybe you're gonna slice up some actual tomatoes, drop it in there. Boom, color. What is one way that you can simplify your nutrition this week? I want you to write that down and I want you to answer that question. Let me move my big old head if you can't see it. Oop, I'm trying to figure out where I am. What's one way you can simplify your nutrition for this week, guys? What's one way? Okay. What do you think about that? I want you to think we're trying to just master the foundation of nutrition, and we're not trying to restrict ourselves. So you don't need a restrictive diet. You don't need a fueling strategy. You need a fueling strategy that supports your energy, muscles, and metabolism, right? When I'm creating routines and I'm creating macros for myself, right? I'm not just focused on, okay, I'm gonna eat this way because I'm trying to lean out. I do, but I also think like, what do I want to eat this week that's going to make me feel amazing? Since I know so much about vitamins and minerals, I know that most of those are derived from vegetables. So I think like, oh, I really want to get some more retinol in for my skin so it's nice and glowy. So I'm going to include more carrots and sweet potatoes and things like that. I want to include more watery vegetables in because I want to keep hydrating myself outside of just chugging water all day long. Oh my gosh, you couldn't see the bottle, but there it is. So it's not just thinking about what do I need to eat to restrict, it's what am I going to do to feel good. Holistic nutrition includes how you eat, what you eat, and why you eat it, right? It's not just eating the food, it's about how you eat it too, mindful eating. I think I struggle with this for a little bit, just being very honest, of eating my food really, really quickly because I used to have a lunch break of 30 minutes or less. So I had to sit in my car too. We couldn't eat inside because we didn't want to distract from the patients that were in there. But I had to go sit in my car for 30 minutes and I was just pounding my food down. And it created this idea that I had to just eat my food really quickly. And that's not really great for our bodies either. We want to be enjoying our food. We want to be, again, going back to the word joy. We want to enjoy what we're eating. And it also includes how we eat it. So there is a lot of recommendations that I say about making sure you eat at a table, not just eating in front of the TV at every meal. Yes, it's fun. I get it. We want to watch our favorite show and eat our favorite meal. I get it. But there is a way to be more mindful about just sitting, and maybe you're with your partner, maybe with your friend, maybe you're just alone and you're just enjoying being present. How you eat, what you eat, and why you eat it are so important functionalities of nutrition. I want you to think about that, how you eat your food, why you eat your food, and what you're eating. Again, here we go, 80 to 20, 80-20 lifestyle that I live. Eating whole, nourishing foods 80% of the time, prioritizing protein and balanced meals with fiber and healthy fat. Again, we're not here to label food as good or bad. We're just trying to be mindful. We're trying to add in healthy habits. This whole lifestyle I live, I just keep adding things in, right? Like what I thought in the beginning, eat a high protein, nutritious, well-rounded breakfast, lunch, and dinner that included carbs, proteins, fats, and vitamins and minerals. So thinking about it like that way, just like think it very simplistic, right? You're thinking 3 meals a day, three food groups, and thinking about adding color and hydrating. Then from there, I've been adding more things in as I go, right? Like in the morning, I have a greens drink and collagen that I drink because both of those things are things that support my body. I drink vitamins. I drink fresh juice on a day-to-day basis. I drink coconut water along with my regular water. I make sure that I have multiple colors on my plate. I make sure that I have different forms of carbs, right? Not just rice, but adding in like sweet potatoes, things that are starchy and non-starchy. I switch up my protein instead of just eating white, lean protein. I add in some red meat, especially on the week of my cycle. So it really is thinking how to uncomplicate the process of eating healthy and get very, very, very simple-minded with it and don't overthink it and just think always the question I ask myself when I create my meal plans every week, right? When every week I grocery shop, every week I am eating a meal plan based foods. I always ask myself, what sounds good? What's going to make me happy? What calls to me? And I find it by recipes, I find that by scrolling on Pinterest, I find that through my cookbook. I get inspiration from there and then I create my meals from there and I say, okay, I need a protein, I need a fat, I need a carb. What would work really well? And I'll give you an example. Like this week, I'm doing my bolognese pasta. So I have my red lentil pasta, my protein pasta, as my carb protein-esque source. Then I have my bolognese sauce, which is loaded with vegetables, loaded with protein, and that's going to be covering those grounds. And I can have a salad with it to add more greens in, guys. So it's just trying to make it simple, try not to overcomplicate it, okay? All right, let's talk about the mindset piece, everyone. We know mindset. It truly is life-changing. Because your mind is the most powerful thing, it's the most powerful muscle in our body. It truly, if you have a growth mindset and you're willing to shift that mindset to be in a place of gratitude, be in a place of love, be in a place of just grace to yourself, being kind to yourself, you can change your day. I can absolutely tell you that mindset has shifted everything in my life. It is the cornerstone of who I am. It grounds me, and it's coming from you. Okay, so this is the secret that most programs miss, that your mindset shapes your results more than your workouts ever will. I can tell you this. There was a point in my life where I was working my old job. I just became a personal trainer. I was working 60 to 80 hours a week. I was just grinding. And I stopped taking care of my mental health and my mindset. I really didn't focus on connecting with myself. I didn't focus on my why. I didn't have things that I was checking in my mindset. I was just doing all the physical stuff. And I've never felt so burnt out in my life. I actually hit like a very low. And this is where I've really instantiated morning routines because of this time in my life, but I missed out on the biggest part of that part of my life because I was so focused on giving, 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 pushing, pushing, pushing. I allowed my mindset to shift and I did not feel good. And I looked good. That's fine. I didn't feel good at all. So my perspective of how I looked, felt like horrible. And it's because I missed out on that mindset piece. So I want you to think, we know ourselves, and if you are in tune with your body, you have an intuition, you have that kind of that voice in the back of your head that is kind of your inner conscious. Asking yourself those questions on a day-to-day basis will absolutely shape you. And here's the thing. If you have an idea of who you want to be, how you want to live your life, and you have this it girl dream version of you, it starts here. You have to reprogram that mind to know that you can do it, right? I have next level goals. I have things that I use the word manifesting a lot, but I put in the work, right? But I have to be able to visualize what is my dream? What is the version of me that has her own business full time, is making seven figures? What car is she driving? What clothes are she wearing? What does her routine look like? How does she talk to people? How does she treat the people that she loves? You have to think, who are you becoming, and visualize that version of you, because the more you visualize, the closer you're going to get there. But if you are in this journey, you're like, I don't really know who I am. I want you to discover who you are now. And it's again being happy with who you are now, but thinking about who are you becoming? You're becoming a confident version of you. You're becoming that version of you that actually took the steps to achieve something. If you've never achieved a dream body or you've never really achieved a goal, this is the time to think, I want to achieve that. So what is the mindset I need to embody to get there? Okay. The all or nothing rule is absolutely out the door. That's the number one mindset trap, thinking you have to just go 100%. And I don't want you to think that I do mindset work all day long. Like I have times where I unplug the battery and I just be, but there's a lot of points in my day where I talk to myself and I ask myself the hard questions of like, are you happy with where you are in life? Are you becoming the version of you? Are you embodying what it means to live a wellness lifestyle? Are you representing yourself to your community and your clients and your people in the best way? I'm checking in. So I'm not just on 100%, but I'm being intentional with my thoughts and connecting to myself so that my mindset is going to depict into my life. So if you're not happy with your life, check the mindset. How do you speak to yourself? You have to love yourself and be kind all throughout the journey. And it's about creating rituals, not rules. I just had my podcast episode about this, about it's very important to not be in this like state of like, I got to follow that to-do list. And once I do it, I'll feel good. It's not about that. It's about having rituals that ground you, like morning routines, journaling, self-affirmations. I have affirmations all over my wall. I journal every day, and it's not like a specific journal quote. Some days it's just, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful that God and the universe put me in this life that I can try to make a life for myself. And I have the goals and the visions and the dreams to take me the distance, right? It's creating those habits that really ground you to you, and they're fun. Like it's fun for me to visualize my dream life. It's fun for me to embody and think that I can make a difference in this world and I can inspire and I can create and shift. And that's exciting for me. So I want you to ask yourself the question, what beliefs about your health do you want to leave behind today? Maybe it's the all or nothing mindset. Maybe it's this idea that you have to restrict in order to feel good. Maybe it's this idea that you're never going to be happy in your body, so why keep trying? We're removing all those negativities because they don't serve a purpose. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're trying to build this lifestyle, you're like, I'm putting in the time, but your mind is still telling you that you're unworthy and you're not going to get there and you're not deserving of it. You're never going to feel like you're worthy of it. You have to think, what beliefs about my health do I want to leave behind today? Write that down. Okay. I want you to write that one down because that's very, very important. So we're creating a mindset that supports your goals, right? You cannot dream a dream, you cannot build a dream body with a toxic mindset, period. Mindset determines whether you stay stuck or move forward. Discipline comes from self-respect, not shame. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Ladies, that is the biggest lesson I want you to take today too, okay? So what do you need? You need to practice self-talks that build confidence instead of tearing you down. Using affirmations, journaling, visualizations to stay connected to your why. I mean, those are huge things that I do on a day-to-day basis because they connect me to what my vision is. And I have goals and I'm not going to stop until I get there. And I'm the one that's going to get me there. So those are important things to build me up, build that confidence, and make me feel like, yeah, I'm doing the damn work. It's going to happen. Letting go of that all or nothing mindset. Wellness is flexible. It's not rigid, babes. It's not rigid. It's flexible. It's fluid. It's supposed to be that way because wellness is different for everybody. But at the goals, at the end root of wellness, it's just taking care of your body, feeling good in your skin, and knowing that you are connected and you have the control. Okay. Control is really big. So wellness, what does wellness really mean? Why do I always use wellness? Wellness is just the word because wellness is a holistic blend of the body, the mind, and the spirit. It's not just physical health or diet. It's all of it, right? When I talk about going on walks, this is my best example. It's not just for my physical health. Walking is a great form of exercise. It gets you moving. It is exercise. It's great, but it's for my mind too. I use it for healing. I use it for decompressing. If I've had a long work day, going on a walk, being in nature, it heals my nervous system. And in a pace that I'm moving, I need that. I need that connectivity. I can't go 110% working my two jobs, trying to build my business. I have to have something. So walking, it's duality. It's my mental and my physical, and it connects me to nature, which is my spiritual. So wellness is that dynamic, holistic integration of physical health, mental clarity, emotional resilience, and meaningful social connections, all working together to support a vibrant and balanced lifestyle. Like I said, wellness is not just the fitness, nutrition, they're all the pillars, and they all stand up and they keep us up, and they all need each other codependently. They all rely on each other, and that's why it's so important that you look at wellness as a lifestyle, not just this fix, okay? It just goes beyond the diet and exercise. It encompasses mindset, self-care practices, and aligning daily habits with your unique values and goals, okay? Because true wellness is sustainability. It's not trying a diet, it's not doing this quick fix. It is a lifestyle. It's about creating consistent, realistic routines that nurture your whole being and empower you to thrive in every area of your life. Okay? We're trying to empower your life. If you are trying to work towards getting a raise in your business, maybe you or in your company, you need to feel confident. So how do we do that? We connect it to, well, I take care of my body, I feel my body, I take care of my mind, I check in with myself. So I'm confident. I know I'm going to get this, right? That's just one example. And designing your lifestyle and wellness, I truly believe that my life wellness is what grounds me. It is what connects me. It makes me happy. I can think at the beginning of this year, I had 3 trips in January, and every single one of them, I did something that connected me with my people to something that was wellness related. My first trip, I was playing a lot of pickleball, golf, and I was moving my body. I was enjoying that, and I had people in my life who were, willing to do that, but we also went and had drinks, right? So true transformation comes when wellness becomes your lifestyle, not a quick fix. Like I said, I don't even think twice about the things I do every day because they truly just lift me up. And you don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just need those daily habits to align with your vision. So I'm not here. I don't want you to leave this and think, okay, wow, I want to do all that. How do I do all that? I got to change my whole life. No, I want you to meet yourself where you are right now. I want you to think, how can I slowly start embodying these things and do it in a way that's going to be sustainable? Because you could say, as an example, to habit stack, you want to start walking on your lunch break. Maybe you're not ready to go to the gym. Maybe you're not ready to commit to getting a gym membership and you just want to move your body. Maybe right now what you need is just to go on a walk during lunch. What you're doing is you're creating the habit that at lunch you're going to go walk. And then maybe, here's the great thing, in 3 weeks you're going to say, okay, I've been killing it. I've been walking every day. So I think I'm ready to start adding some gym. That's what we're working towards, okay? So let's talk about some common mistakes, right? Because there's a lot. There's a lot of common mistakes. I live them, I learned them, I'm here to share them. Let's just talk about what's working and we're going to shift that, okay? So, mistake number one, waiting to feel motivated. Oh my gosh. If I waited to feel motivated to do anything, I wouldn't do anything. Not at all. I wouldn't be doing these master classes. I wouldn't be doing these courses, challenges, podcasts if I wait to be motivated. I'm doing it because I know it's going to make me feel good, but it's not coming from a place of pressure. It's coming from a place of self-love, of like that tough love from like your mom that's like, all right, sweetie, you know it's gonna feel good once you do it, and then you do, okay? So mistake number two, trying to be perfect and always starting over. That's a big thing. I think a lot of people that come to me, they suffer and they go through that. And I've been through it too, of you try to be perfect, you try to hit, do the 75 hard mindset where you're working out every day. And some people kill that. But if you've never done that before and you try to do it, you're going to get discouraged and then you start over and over. We're trying to start now and work our way up versus consistently go back on the roller coaster and back in the wheel, okay? Mistake number three, ignoring your mental and emotional wellness. Please, guys, mindset and wellness and your emotional being, it is so important in this journey. You have to enjoy the process. You have to love it. You have to love the idea that you are taking care of your body and doing something for you. And I promise you, the other things are going to come in, okay? The breakthroughs come when you realize that wellness isn't a destination, it's a daily commitment to showing up in small ways that build trust with yourself, okay? That's really it is. It's not about, I never think like when I'm going to get there, I'm going to feel this way. I think when I hit this milestone, it's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to keep going because I love it. If I told y'all that once I achieved my dream body once, I was like, that's it, I'm done. What happened is I fell in love with the process and I didn't think I would. I did not think I was going to fall in love with lifting weights and eating healthy. I just, because I never did, I never knew. And then I did, and I was like, oh, I'm never going back. This is just so, it's so exciting. It's such a lifestyle that I truly think everyone can invest in some way, in some shape and form, and it's all different for all of us. But knowing that we're not looking for that destination, we're looking on that daily commitment to ourselves and building that self-trust, because I promise you, it outpours into every area of your life. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts, right? This is leading right into it. Do create a weekly routine, built in time for movement, prep, self-care, and reflection. Again, you don't have to do 1,000 things, but it is important to have some type of routine that grounds you in the beginning, especially so that you're creating that momentum, okay? Set boundaries with your time and energy. Do not force yourself to do things if you don't have the energy. Create the schedule that's going to work for you. So know when to say no when it drains you and yes to what fuels you. I've had to learn boundaries, especially at this age, because I used to be a very big people pleaser, a yes girl, yes, 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 I'll do that. And I just at a point where it's okay to say no sometimes the things that drain you. It's okay to respect yourself and say yes, okay? Yes to building an environment that supports you, the people, the place, the things you tell yourself. Everything is your environment is everything, right? It's how your mind is working. So surrounding yourself around people, environment, schedules that support your wellness goals are a huge part of this, okay? So we're not going to overhaul your entire life in a week. I've said this, consistency, sustainable change comes from small stacked habits, okay? Don't say yes to everything. Protect your time and energy because they are a part of your wellness journey. And they are, okay? Don't wait for motivation. Design systems that make showing up easier and automatic, right? Make the system easy. Make it easy to want to do these things. So here we are going to talk about, well, we have 5 minutes left. I can't believe time is just flying. I'm enjoying this so much, if y'all can't tell. The wellness method, I'm opening it up, guys. I'm going to have the release be in a few weeks. So pre-sale will be coming up soon. But now that you see everything I've gone over, imagine what that's like when you have full support to live it every day. So I'm offering this 4-month program to go over all of those things and more. The 4-month coaching experience that helps you align your fitness, nutrition, mindset. Built for busy women. Guys, we're all busy, intelligent. If you're here, I just know you're a badass girl, okay? I just know you are. And I know that it's built for those busy lifestyles who want structure, support, and sustainability. And creating your dream body and lifestyle, that's what this is all about. We're trying to build our dream lifestyle and our dream body, right? So what's in this method, okay? I'm creating customized programs for you for your fitness, tailored to whatever your goals are and whatever you are working on. I'm giving you that holistic nutrition coaching, no diets, just real food, flexible strategies, and weekly guides to help you fuel your body, balance your hormones, and enjoy food again. Weekly group coaching calls. I'm so in a community phase of life. I want to have community. I think it's amazing to be surrounded by women who support you and want to be there too. So weekly group coaching calls, we're going to have them every week where we are doing Q&As. I'm answering topics and we are making sure that through these 4 months, you are getting to your goals. Okay. I'm not going to let you fail. Okay. I also am going to have a private coaching community that's going to be open for open-ended conversations. So everybody's able to chat, talk, and just be able to, again, go through the journey together. Girlhood is so serious. I'm a girl's girl, and everybody that I have ever worked with has been a girl's girl, and I want that community, okay? And I'm going to provide you so much information, videos, downloads, recipes, meal plans, workout tutorials, wellness education to support you through every phase, okay? So it's just some fix FAQs. This is a 4-month program going to be opening in a couple of weeks. So if you're here, you're going to get the pre-sale offer. I'll have that emailed out. It's just going to be everything I went over. This program is just perfect for the woman who's ready to commit. If you're ready to commit, then I'm here to help you commit. I'm here to get you to that next level, to stop plateauing, to actually make sustainable change, and to know that you can keep changing and keep growing. If you're tired of the quick fixes, this is for you. Why this works for me if I've struggled with motivation before, will this work for me, right? Yes, this program was built for that exact struggle, right? I come from a place of what I've learned and what I've helped work with, and the combination of accountability, mindset coaching, and realistic planning will help you stay consistent even on the days that you do not want to do it, okay? What makes this different from other programs, right? This isn't a quick fix, it's a lifestyle change. Plain and simple. It's combining all of those structures of wellness to be that Pinterest board version of you who drinks her hot juice, who goes on her hot girl walks, who has a journal that she is connected to herself and she feels so hot and sexy and confident in her body because she's connected to every part of her, okay? And education. I'm here to educate you and teach you the things that I wish I knew earlier, okay? All right, wrapping up Q&A. I'm just so thankful for y'all being here. You showed up for yourself. We are really at an hour. I cannot believe it. Time has flown. So we have a little bit of time. So if you have questions, please let me know. I really want to hear your thoughts after the master course today. If there's anything else that I didn't touch on that I can do in a future setting, I'm going to have these probably every month. So I just connect with my community and just get to talk to y'all about all these things are so important to me. So I want you to ask yourself, what resonated with you today? What are you going to take from this masterclass that you can take on and you can utilize and you can set your goals up for June, guys, because June is here and this is the time that I want y'all to really think like, who do I want to be in the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 6 months? This is the seed. Plant the seed now. I'm here to help y'all. And I'm just, again, I have my Facebook group open for those who are wanting to see these on a weekly basis. I have my podcast that's open every week where I'm talking just this way. And I'm going to have my course dropping where you can actually invest and have something that is tangible to really focus on and have me as your coach because nothing makes me happier than being this coach, being and living in this lifestyle. And I'm just so grateful for y'all. So thank you for those who signed up today. If you signed up online for the replay, let me know your thoughts. But I'm just so grateful for you. If you want to connect, here's my website. I have my Instagram. Ooh, I have my email, and I'm just really excited to hear y'all's thoughts from today. Again, I'm just so grateful and appreciative for everything. And I hope to hear from you soon. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. And we will talk soon, guys.